of the Chautauqua County Capital Resource Corporation. Dennis Rack, the chairman, is here. Gary Henry, here. Hans Auer, here. Kelly Farrell Du Bois. No, you're here, Kelly.
Here.
And Stephen
Here. Here. Did you hear me?
We got you.
Loud and clear, Cal.
Okay, Stephen Thorpe is here. So we have 5 members present, so we have a quorum. First order of business is the approval of the October 1st, 2021 minutes. Those were sent out ahead of time. Any questions?
Okay, sorry.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay. Okay, so moved by Steve, seconded by Hans. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Kelly's in slow mode today, so all right. Minutes are approved. So next, new business.
I don't know. Yeah.
Finance committee meeting. Who handled that?
Yeah, I'd like to make some introductions, Dennis. We have with us today Chris Canada. Chris is representing the IDA in this bond transaction we're doing today. Chris is a partner with George Craig. They work together on these bonds. Chris is taking the lead on these. And with the bonds, as you know, we used to do all our bonds through the Industrial Development Agency. The ability to do a lot of these bonds has gone away. George was instrumental in us helping form the Chautauqua County Capital Resource Corporation so we could still help our 501c3s with certain transactions. So we formed that corporation, and Chris is going to talk to you now about the Finance Committee meeting and some of the resolutions that are going to be coming before you today. Chris, it's all yours.
Thanks, Rich. So you folks have probably been through this before, but under the Public Authorities Law, public authorities were required to establish finance committees, and the finance committee's job is to review proposals. Among the other jobs, one of them is to review debt proposals and recommend whether or not these should go forward with the full board. So what you have before you today is a resolution to recommend bond resolution be adopted with respect to the JCCDC project, and another one to recommend bond resolution be adopted for the National Comedy Center project. These just memorialize the responsibility to recommend these to the full board has been, that box has been checked by the Finance Committee. That's all these are. And I think you've probably done this in the past with bond transactions with George. So I'll answer any questions.
So Rosie, the members of the Finance Committee that are present today are Hansi and Kelly.
Correct. Yes. So Hans and Kelly just need. They'll be the only two who need to motion and second resolution 1021-2101, and the numbering is off, but the same for National Comedy Center.
Well, I want to stop you for a minute, Rosie. Chris, does the Finance Committee need to adjourn and approve that resolution before the entire board votes on it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Those need to be voted on by the Finance Committee and approved. So 2 out of 3 works for that. And once those Finance Committee resolutions are adopted, then we go to the full board, and the full board will vote on the seeker and bond resolutions for the project, which I can discuss then.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about the 2 projects, and then we can have the Finance Committee talk about, you can propose those resolutions, Chris, to the Finance Committee, and they'll vote on them. So our first bond today is with the Jamestown Center Civic Development Corporation, which is the ice arena. These bonds are guaranteed by the Gebby Foundation. We have done this a few times with Gebby and the original financing and some refinancing. So they're taking advantage of this low rate structure that we live in, and they're refinancing $20 million of debt here for the Jamestown Center City Development Corporation, or the ice arena. The other bond today is the National Comedy Center. They are actually refinancing $5 million worth of bank debt that had originally gone through the bank. Again, with the low interest rates, and particularly in the taxable, the bond market, it's favorable them to go away from the bank lending and go to the bond market. These bonds will be taxable bonds, though, after much research back and forth, and I think Millen and Chris could do a better job explaining that decision than I could. It was decided to go taxable with these bonds to save time, money, and also a little more flexibility. So, with that being said, Chris, if no one has any questions, I'll let you present the two resolutions.
Sure. Thanks, Rich. So first is a resolution to recommend bond resolution for the Jamestown Center Development Corporation Funding Project by the Finance Committee. So I'll need a motion for that from either Hans or Kelly.
I'll be happy to motion or move that, Chris. Can you explain the difference between refunding and refinancing, and if that language is relevant at all for our purposes?
Yeah,
One of them, the refunding, and then the second one, the refinancing of the same $23 million piece.
Yeah, it's really just nomenclature. Refunding I typically use in the context of bonds being refunded. So for the JCC DC deal, we're funding prior tax exempt bonds with taxable bonds. With the National Comedy Center, the refinancing, we typically use that term in terms of refinancing commercial loans, not related to bonds. At least that's how that's my vocabulary on this. So,
And only
I guess that's the question. Like, if 2101, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky, I just want to make sure we've got the language right. We're approving a resolution to recommend the refunding project for $23 million in 01. And then there's another resolution, 03, where we're, let's see, what's the language there? Bond resolution, JCC DC refinancing project. So are they the same thing, or is one just the bonds being refunded and then one the bonds being refinanced?
no, the bond.
Am I just way off base? Because I'm just curious. Because I know like pre-refunded bonds and refinancing, it's different things. I just think it might help to provide a little clarity.
Yeah, the bond resolution for JCC DC should say refunding project at the top. Typically, when we say refunding, we're referring to bonds. Refinancing, we're referring to paying off taxable loans. In this case, for NCC, it's a loan with Northwest Savings Bank. So there isn't really not a big difference. It's just, Dylan, go ahead.
I was saying, or put another way, you refund bonds and refinance bank debt.
Yep.
Okay, so 03, that resolution for $23 million says refinancing project.
Right, because the Comedy Center was built with bank debt, not bonds.
It's the same piece of it. It's the same bonds, though. It's $23 million on both sides.
Yeah, Hans is saying one of the resolutions for JCC DC references refinancing. It just needs to be fixed to say refunding. I think that's what he's saying, which we can do.
Okay. Yeah, it actually says refunding down in the actual resolution on the bottom of the page of 03. It says refinancing project on top, so maybe that doesn't even matter.
I don't think we can fix that. That's a good catch.
I think the actual resolution is right, though, right?
It should be, yes.
Okay. That's the only question I had.
Okay, so we'll go back to our original. So Hans made the motion. Can we get a second from Kelly?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
With that, I guess technically I'll do a roll call vote just to be extra careful here. Hans?
Aye.
Kelly?
Aye.
Okay, that's approved. And so now we'll do the same rigmarole for the National Comedy Center resolution to recommend bond resolution for the National Comedy Center Inc. financing project by the Finance Committee. So can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
I'll second it. Let Kelly move it. I'll second.
Kelly, and then seconded by Hans. Yep. And so can I get a roll call vote? Kelly?
Aye.
Hans?
Aye.
All right, resolution approved. So we're set on those. So now I would recommend we adjourn the Finance Committee and go back to the full CRC board.
Okay, so that was fun. So here, now we've still got to approve all three of these resolutions for each object with the full board, is that correct?
So now we only have to do the seeker and bond resolution for each.
Okay.
So you can ignore the first B1 and C1. Those are all set.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if we had to do the full board after the finance committee did it, but okay. So, right, someone want to speak to the seeker resolution, and then we'll look for a motion on it.
Sure, I can speak.
Thank you.
Yep. So, okay. So the seeker resolution for I'll say the JCCDC project, since this is a pure refunding of existing indebtedness, it's classified as a type 2 action under seeker, meaning no other environmental impact is needed, no other action is required under seeker. So this is the cleanest you can get. And after this, you're set with seeker.
All right, Steve, could you move resolution B2?
Sure. Resolution 10-21-21-02 JCCDC secret resolution.
All right, good.
Second.
And Hans seconds that. Okay, I'll do a roll call vote. Gary Henry? Aye. Hans Sauer?
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye.
Stephen Thorpe?
Aye.
And the chairman votes aye, so we have 5 votes in the affirmative. The motion carries. Okay. Gary, can you read resolution B3, please?
Sure. Resolution 10-21-21-03 JCCDC bond resolution.
Any discussion about that, or can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, seconded by Steve. I'll do a roll call vote. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Sauer?
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye.
Steve Thorpe?
Aye.
And the chairman votes aye, so we have 5 votes in the affirmative, so that resolution will pass. So next up would be again the National Comedy Center, again the same seeker and bond resolution. So Hans, can you read resolution C2, please?
Resolution 10-21-21-02 NCC seeker resolution.
We get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Steve. Any discussion on this?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Sauer?
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye. Aye.
Stephen Thorpe?
Aye.
And the chairman votes aye, so we have 5 votes in the affirmative. The resolution will pass. All right. And Kelly, could you read resolution C3, please?
I cannot get my notes open, so I'm gonna have somebody else do it.
Okay. Steve, you're back up then, please.
Sure. Resolution 10-21-21-03 National Comedy Center bond resolution.
Can I get a
I'll second it.
Okay, seconded by Hans. Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Gary Henry?
Aye.
Hans Sauer?
Aye.
Kelly Farrell Du Bois?
Aye.
Stephen Thorpe?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye, so we have 5 votes in the affirmative. The resolution passes. Okay. Any other business, or are we ready to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to thank Chris and Millen for all their hard work on this. You know, the Comedy Center and the Ice Arena are valuable to the community, and I'm glad we could step in and help them out here. So thank you, everybody. And I would like to say, Chris, my understanding from George Craig was the only thing that the Finance Committee was to do was to do the approval of debt through bonds. could point me to where that, you talked about some other duties that they had, I'd like to see that. So if you could email me that, that'd be fabulous.
Sounds good, Rich.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming to get this important business done. But I guess